question that I often receive is choosing the right house number while buying a house. And if house number is the only factor that we should consider while buying the house, or are there other factors also? If you ask me, I would say that when we had to choose for ourselves, it was a very tough call. When you decide to buy a house, it takes away a huge chunk of your hard-earned money, and it also impacts your future. It decides how your future is going to look like in a very big way. So there are several practical aspects, several practical factors that you have to consider. Numerology is just one of the many factors that can help you in making a decision. According to numerology, each person is identified by the numbers that get associated with that person at the moment of birth. The most important numbers that are associated with us are the life path number, the destiny number, and the soul number. The life path number is the sum of all the digits that are present in our date of birth, added, and then finally reduced to a single digit base value, and it tells us about the entire journey that we are going to have in life. It is the summary of our entire journey. The destiny number is the sum of all the letters that are present in our name. It is the sum of the numeric values of all those letters reduced to a single digit base value, and it tells us about the goals that we have and what we are, who we are, and what are the qualities that we are born with. The soul number is the sum of all the numeric values of the vowels in our name, and it tells what our deepest desires are. And these three numbers would play a vital role in defining the choices that we make in life. You would see that you would naturally have the inclination to choose the colors that align with your soul number. For instance, people who have the soul 1, or also the repeats of 1 in their blueprint. Even when a number repeats in your blueprint, it gets added power. So when you have a soul 1 or repeats of 1 in your blueprint, you may naturally end up choosing the color red every time you're given a choice. People who have active 3s and 5s in their blueprint may end up choosing very peppy ambience or peppy colors whenever they are given a choice. And all these choices come very naturally to these people. They don't have to really think about it. They just naturally end up choosing these things. However, when these same people have to make high value choices, when they think upon making high value choices like buying a house or something, they end up suppressing their natural instincts and go for something else because of a lot of factors like fear of missing out, social recommendations by friends and family. Then there are marketing gimmicks and celebrity endorsements which create a lot of chaos in our minds, and sometimes we end up choosing something which we initially never intended to, and it turns into a feeling of regret later on. Now, what I would recommend out here is when you have to make such choices, you first need to know yourself well. You need to know who you are, what your needs are through your numerology blueprint. You have to totally understand yourself and your needs. Also, you have to understand your family members who are going to be the occupants of the same house. And once you do that, you also have to understand the blueprint of the house that you're going to purchase. Just like the way you have your blueprint and some numbers that are associated with you, the house or the property that you're going to purchase also has a lot of numbers associated with it. For example, it would be having a house number, a street name, or a street number, an area code, a pin code, and so on. Now, these numbers, once you find out about these numbers, these may or may not, even may not align with you completely. It is not practical to think that all the numbers are going to be compatible with all the occupants of the house. It is not practical at all to think like that. What you have to see is, you have to see whether the overall energy of the property is compatible or is going in the right direction that aligns with your life purpose and your destiny or not. Other than this, there are a few other factors also that I would be discussing by the end of this vlog. But before that, let me get into how you would be finding the numbers associated with your property. Say for example, your new address is something like this: F5/3 Bellevue Estate, Part 1, Greater Kailash, New Delhi. Out here, please note that the housing society name is Bellevue Estate. So when we break down this name Bellevue Estate into Soul 35/8, Personality 22/4 and Destiny 57/3, we can find out in which direction the residents of this entire society as a whole would be directed. Now say your residential unit is in the building that is numbered F. Again, the value of F in the Pythagorean alphabet chart, as you can see, is 6. So your specific building is ruled by the number 6. Now say in this code, your floor number is 5. This is the floor for all the units that are located in this floor together, and the number 5 would be impacting all the units together. 3 is the number that is specific to your unit. So the number 3 is going to impact your unit specifically, not the other units. However, you also have to consider the entire code for your unit, which is F5/3, which is also specific to you. So F5/3 reduces to 6 for F plus 5 plus 3 equals 14. Again, in Pythagorean numerology, we always reduce all the compound codes, all the double digit codes into a single digit base value. So 1 plus 4 would be reduced to 5. And the number 5 now is going to impact your house specifically. So basically, there are layers to the feel of your house, and the specific house number that you would deal with is primarily 5, but there are also other numbers like 6 for F, again 5 and 3, that are also going to impact it and create the subtle details. As the 5 repeats out here as the floor number and also as the house specific number, it's going to have a strong impact. Now say for instance, there is no house number that you have. You only have a street name, and this means that yours is the only house in the street. In that case, what you do is you reduce the street name into number codes. You add all the numeric values of all the letters in the street name and find the number for the street name and evaluate it. So by now you might have derived a lot of single digit numbers that could be impacting your property or your house. So now let us find out the meanings of each of the single digit numbers that are going to be impacting you as the house number. The number 1, when associated with your property, is going to increase your driving force and energy levels. Your confidence is going to grow and you're going to have stronger opinions. You're also likely to become more independent. You would start believing more in your abilities and would like to manifest them. The negative side is the number 1 would not encourage partnerships much. You would not like to accommodate with others, and it may also create opinion differences. If the number 2 is associated with your house, it would encourage partnerships and relationships. It is a very good place for building lasting bonds and lasting relationships. It would be a very warm and cozy place for you. If it is an 11-2, there's also going to be a high degree of intuition and spirituality associated with it. The negative side is it can create a high degree of oversensitivity and some amount of laziness. the number 3 is associated with your house, it is going to bring you a lot of joy and a lot of socializing. This house will have a lot of communication happening. There would be a lot of creativity, a lot of laughter, and your social life here is also going to be very active. The negative side is too much of socializing and enjoying life can take a toll on your finances, and you may end up scattering your finances a little bit. But if you can discipline that urge to spend too much unnecessarily, then there's no house number as good as the house number 3. If the number 4 is associated with your house, in that case, it is going to be a place where you're going to feel very secure and protected. Everyone residing in the house number 4 is going to have a strong sense of responsibility and discipline. But the negative side is when there is too much of orderliness, method and discipline, life may seem to be a bit monotonous. If 4 comes by reducing 13, in that case you better avoid that house, because 13 is known to be a karmic debt number. It is a very difficult number to deal with because it keeps you on your toes and activates past life debts which you probably don't want to activate, so you better keep away from 13. I don't say 13 is a bad number, it can be very good, but definitely it surely is difficult. If the house number is coming by reducing 22, in that case 22 is a master number, and 22 would encourage you to use your research base and your knowledge in a big way for the betterment of the masses. If the number 5 is associated with your house, it is going to encourage you to explore and experiment with various possibilities. You're going to have a very broad mind in this house. There's going to be a lot of activity, a lot of energy and a lot of movement happening in this house, and it may also bring you a lot of excitement and a lot of travel. For people who hate mundane life and want their life to be very exciting, this can be a perfect place. But the negative side is this house may bring some amount of indiscipline which you have to balance by trying to be very disciplined all the time. You have to maintain discipline in this house. If the number 6 is associated with your house, then this would be a perfect place for a family where children, old people and even sick people are nurtured and taken care of. This would be a perfect place for forming close bonding and strengthening your relationships. This would be also a very good place for running a home business successfully. Negatively, people residing in this house may end up doing too much for others and may feel very drained and exhausted. There would be a lot of feminine energy, a lot of warmth, care and coziness associated with this house. If your house number is associated with the number 7, it is going to create a very aloof and reserved atmosphere. This would be a place where you can do a lot of research activities, you can meditate and indulge in all kinds of spiritual activities. There would be a lot of quiet and calm in this place. However, if you're a social butterfly and you wish to mix and mingle with people, that is your goal, then this would not be a place for you. If the 7 comes by reducing 16, in that case I would suggest that you avoid that number, because 16 is a difficult karmic debt number and it is known to be activating past life debts. It's a number of spiritual cleansing which can be a bit difficult for many people. If your house number is associated with the number 8, then this house is going to bring you a lot of wealth, material prosperity, abundance and career advancements. However, you have to remember that 8 is a very dual number. Sometimes it may get you trapped in negative cycles. If so happens, you have to try to be very observant about the changes happening in your life. And if something negative happens, what you have to do is you have to stop pursuing that direction and reposition yourself. People who want career advancements, who want to accumulate a lot of wealth, this house is a perfect place for them. If the number 9 is associated with your house number, in that case, this number is going to make you humanitarian, compassionate, and very broad-minded. You're going to be deriving pleasure by helping people. You would like to help people and change the world in a better way. If you have a joint family, then this would be a perfect house number for you because it's going to keep the past and present together. The number 9 is also known to be resolving the conflicts that had risen in the past. The negative side of this number is it may make you think so much about the others that you may completely forget to think about yourself. This was a brief look into all the house numbers, and I'm sure you're also going to find your numbers right now that are impacting you right now. So share with me in the comment section what are the numbers associated with your house and how they are impacting you. And I'm sure it's going to be a fascinating read for everyone who would be browsing the comment section after watching this video. If you are intrigued by the marvels of numerology and would like to learn more about the numbers, if you would like to know about the numbers from 1 to 99, how the double digit codes work and how you can decipher your blueprint, how you can learn about the basics of numerology and learn about the people around you as well, you can definitely read my books, All is One and Cycle of 9, both of which are available on Amazon, and the links are given in the description box below. Now let us come to some other factors that you should consider while buying a house, and out here I'm going to share with you some very simple but very effective Vastu considerations. The first point that you need to consider is you have to look at the floor plan. The floor plan should be regular in shape. Don't settle for irregular floor plans. Go for something that is close to a square or a rectangle. If it is a rectangle, it should be in the 2:1 ratio. Natural ventilation is very crucial. Natural circulation of air and light is very crucial. However much nice views or amenities the builders offer, whatever the numerology number says, always opt for a house that offers natural ventilation. East is the direction of the rising sun, and it is always good to see the rising sun. So try to have an open east. Try to have a balcony or at least a window towards the east. If you belong to the northern hemisphere, try to have a clear northeast corner with an opening. If you belong to the southern hemisphere, try to have a clear southeast corner with an opening. This is because the first rays of the rising sun bring growth and prosperity to us, which is very beneficial and auspicious. All in all, east is a very good direction. Try to have some amount of open east in your house. Remember, Vastu is not specific only to your house and the four walls that surround it. The location, the orientation, the area surrounding your house are also very important. So avoid buying houses near cemeteries, burning ghats, temples and hospitals, because these places carry a lot of negative energy that may affect the occupants of the house. If you can combine all the practical considerations that you have, with the numerology and the Vastu tips that I have offered in this vlog, you're going to come up with the perfect choice of house for yourself and your family. You're not only going to meet all your practical needs, but also benefit from it in a big way. On that note, don't you think I deserve a like at least? Please hit the like button. Also remember to share the vlog with others so that others can benefit from it and make informed choices. If you like my work, remember to support my channel by hitting the subscribe button, and also remember to hit the bell icon so that every time when I upload a new vlog, you get to have an update. That'll be all for today. Have a very good time. Bye bye.